Hello, my name is Morgan Boulware, and I am a doctor of physical therapy and orthopedic clinical specialist for Benchmark Physical Therapy. Since we're all staying at home at this time, for obvious reasons, I wanted to share a few exercises and stretches to help keep your joints and muscles moving until we can all get back to our normal routines again. All you will need for the first few exercises is a flat surface to lay on, whether that's a bed, a yoga mat, or the floor. Feel free to choose. We will start laying on our backs with our shoulders flat and knees bent and feet flat on the floor. You're going to gently let your knees rock until you feel a slight stretch here. Make sure you don't lift your shoulder up off the table. Come back to the middle and then go the other direction. You should perform this in a pain-free range. We'll go on and do a couple. Our next exercise is going to target the deep abdominal muscles. So what you're going to do here is place your fingertips just inside your hip bones. That way you can feel when the muscle gets tight. So what you're going to do to tighten that muscle is slowly draw in your belly button towards your spine, making sure that you're not just sucking in your breath, but creating tension across the lower abdominal area here. That's activating your transverse abdominus, or your TA muscle. This muscle is important to activate when you're going to be lifting. So again, your stomach starts out relaxed, fingertips inside your hip bones, drawing your belly button in towards your spine. You should feel a little pressure right under where your fingers are. Hold that for a few seconds, and then let it relax. And then go again. You should be able to tighten this muscle and still speak. If you can still speak, then you're not just sucking in all of your breath to tighten your lower abdominals. This will be the foundation for each of the exercises we cover in the remainder of this video. One more. Trying to hold this for a few seconds each time you activate, and then allow it to relax. So now we're going to build on that. What you're going to do is tighten that same muscle, then squeeze your glutes, and then tuck your tailbone under slightly and lift your pelvis towards the ceiling. Pause for just a moment and then come right back down. So the stomach activates, the behind squeezes, you tuck your tailbone and you lift. Stomach, buttocks, tuck, lift. One more time, stomach, buttocks, tuck, and lift. These next two exercises are going to combine the lower abdominal muscles with some of the hip musculature that provides us stability with dynamic movement. All you need to do is lay on your side to start. Now that you're on your side, you want to curl the knees up, and your motion is going to be to engage the lower abdominal muscles, then lift the knee up towards the ceiling without allowing your pelvis to roll backwards. You should feel the muscles on the side of your hip and behind activating here, and then coming right back down. So you're going to tighten, lift, and relax. Tighten, lift, and relax. One more time. Tighten. Good. The next one we're going to do, you're going to still engage these low abdominal muscles. So they're engaged. Now you're going to keep your knees together and lift your foot up towards the ceiling. You'll feel these muscles working deep in the hip as well. So tighten the stomach, lift the foot, and return. Stomach, lift the foot. Again, the pelvis is staying still because I've tightened and engaged my lower abdominal muscles. One more time, engage. Excellent. The next exercise we will review, I will show you two different versions. This is a plank. You're going to start with your elbows under your shoulders. You're going to tighten your lower abdominal muscles just as we learned earlier. This time we're going to go up on our toes, So you're going to engage your core. Press your shoulders forward so that your back stays nice and flat, doesn't sag here. You're going to hold this position. I usually start with about 5 to 10 seconds and then let people relax. If that's a little bit too challenging for you, you can receive a similar workout and modify this by going up on the knees instead of the toes. So same arm position, going up on your knees, making sure that you're engaging those abdominal muscles, pushing your shoulders forward so that your back stays nice and flat. Hold this for 5 to 10 seconds, and then relax. This next exercise, you will need a band or a weight to hold in your hands. You're going to get into a half kneeling position just like I am, and you'll hold your band that's attached at a high point in a doorway or on an anchor. You're going to allow your upper body to rotate towards that anchor point, and then tightening your core, you're going to pull the band down towards your outer hip, allowing your trunk to rotate. Pause for just a moment, and then let it return. This is going to work some of those abdominal muscles in a more dynamic way. It's also going to require your hips to stabilize your body so that you don't lose your balance. Pulling down and out, and then return. Let's do one more. With each of these exercises, make sure that you're working both sides. This next exercise is called the six-pack back. It's going to require you to stabilize with your core, and it will also use many of the muscles in the middle and upper back. So you'll anchor your band low, or you can use free weights. Feet will be a comfortable distance apart. You're going to engage that core to keep from arching the lower back. Your first motion is to pull into a high row, so elbows up to shoulder height without scrunching the shoulders up towards the ears. Then you're going to rotate hands up towards the ceiling without dropping the elbows, and then press overhead. Return to elbows to shoulder height, rotate down and release. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Great work. Our final exercise is a squat with press out. All you'll need is a chair and a weight. You'll stand with your feet about hip width apart. We're again engaging that core, and then you're going to squat back and press out, and then return to standing and pull that weight back in close. As you do this, make sure that you're keeping a nice upright posture. You're engaging the core, and you're sending your hips backwards so that your knees aren't coming too far forward. Let's do a few more. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any comments or suggestions about topics I should cover in the future, please let me know. I welcome your feedback. We here at Benchmark Physical Therapy realize that we're living in challenging times right now. But if you need to see a physical therapist, you can schedule an appointment via a secure video call called telehealth, or for an in-person visit in one of our clinics.